Boys, welcome to the channel. Gentlemen, in this video we are talking about how to find like-minded brothers. Now, listen, for me it was more so I got lucky and I really didn't have brothers for 3 to 4 years because in a way I understood that I have nothing really to offer to join a brotherhood in real life, essentially, right? Now, I'm going to be more so in this video talking about in real life, because the thing is, it's actually very easy to find brothers online, and it's very easy to get access to groups of like-minded brothers, right? For example, I'm just gonna give you guys the simple ways, but I'm not gonna dive deep into that. But for the most part, when it comes to online, you can pay to enter groups of brothers, right? And this is what I did when I very first got into entrepreneurship. I paid for a community to get into basically a brotherhood that were all into the exact topic that we were all interested in. And what happened the first day, I made $350 with strangers I knew on the internet, and I paid, I think it was $270 or $370 a month at the time to be essentially in this brotherhood, to have access to my mentor and again all of the other brothers and like-minded people in this group. So that's the first obvious way online, is like you can pay your way to essentially like-minded brothers and a mentor. But when it comes to in person, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys and be like, oh yeah, this is exactly how I did it, because for the most part I didn't. For 3 years I was just, again, you guys know this, consistently by myself. I was just grinding me and my computer and trying to level up, because I understood very early on that two things, okay? First of all, like, if you don't have something to offer, bro, why would people that are above you want to fucking hang out with you? They don't want to. Okay, what do I mean by this? Like, dude, if I'm broke and I'm trying to make money and exactly that, and I want to start hanging out with somebody that has money and is where I want to be, and you know, is again making all this money and has developed skills and is a certain kind of person, is constantly busy, like, what am I offering to them? Nothing. I'm basically like, I talk about this all the time, it's a positive negative relationship. I have everything to gain, they have nothing. And since it's in real life, where essentially in a way you're not paying for that relationship, like, there's nothing to fucking gain from people that are ahead of you. And more so, I mean this in the sense of, like, again, like-minded brothers, like, not more so mentors where like you would pay in person and then you'd have access to like hanging out with this guy or whatever, becoming friends with him. But so what are the best ways to do this? And again, why did I say I got lucky? Okay, so first I want to talk about why I got lucky. First of all, I'm extremely lucky because I have a little brother, and that in itself is by far one of the biggest blessings God has ever given me in my life, is I actually have like a blood brother. And so in a sense, like, me and my brother are the closest it's ever going to get. And that's kind of, I always say this, like, me and my brother conquering the world. I'm gonna conquer the world, my brother's right next to me, right? It's just blood, so I got very lucky there. And he's gonna be with me by my side with whatever it is. If I make a fuck ton of my money's his money, right? And likewise with his money and my money, we're brothers. We take care of our own, right? Now, the other sense on why I got lucky is, guys, so my parents are immigrants from Europe, okay? And during the period of time where they migrated here from Europe, there were also other individuals that migrated at the same exact time, and they also had kids similar to me being born, and then obviously those immigrants that came here to the exact same city, for exactly from the same, you know, the Balkans and the fucking Slavic countries, also had kids when they came here around the same time. And so my family knew these families, obviously, right, because immigrants kind of know each other, they speak the same language, they go to the same places, they're usually involved in the same businesses, like a lot of Balkans here in the United States own trucking businesses, right? Like, for fucking all the Bosnians I know, all of their dads drive trucks. My grandpa's a truck driver. My dad drove trucks for a long time. And so what am I getting at with that? It's just from family connections, did I also grow up with a bunch of friends, and in a way they're not even friends, they're like also brothers and cousins, and just really close friends in a way, that have the same background. Families are immigrants. They're from the Balkans, from the Slavic countries. So we all have the same culture. We all grew up the same way, with the same kind of values, with the same traditions in a way, celebrating the same holidays. We have the same religious beliefs. And so again, there did I also get lucky, because my business partner is exactly that, somebody that my family has known his family, since they came here 24 years ago, 25 years ago, 20 years ago, whatever it was exactly. And so by default, in a way, that did I grow up with, again, kind of like-minded individuals that didn't come from wealthy families. Like our parents aren't lawyers by any means, right? Our parents are uneducated. They had to figure out shit to work. And what does that do? That kind of shapes us, right? Us kids, in a way, growing up. Because again, we were taught certain things. We didn't have everything to an extent growing up, right? And all these things. But with that, right? So I got very lucky because, again, I grew up with some brothers, and maybe you have certain friends around you, right, that are also similar, because you always gravitate towards like-minded people in real life. I always say basketball players hang out with basketball players, gamers hang out with gamers, gym bros hang out with gym bros, and so it's the same way. Like usually when you have the same interests as people, you're hanging around those people, right? And so that just kind of happened by default. On top of that, I have a little brother, as I mentioned, and my business partner also has a little brother. And again, like it's crazy and it's amazing, because it's like us four, and again, me and my business partner and my little brother and his little brother. And so it's like we have this like crazy pack. And so I just got really lucky in that sense, that we're a group of dudes, all fucking come from the same backgrounds, all come from the same traditions, religions, and we're just hungry dogs, bro. We're hungry wolves. Building a pack, and we're gonna take over the fucking world, okay? So with that though, you have to understand that, guys, there's also been plenty of dudes that I know, again, with the same traditions, that have come here. My family knows their family. I have cousins. I have pretty much everything you can think of, right? Friends that you've grew up around, that had to get left behind, that no longer have the same values and no longer have the same standards. And simply in that, it's like people just had to get left behind. Like I reinvented myself in these past 4 years, right? And so at some point you can no longer hang out with certain people and friends that you grew up with your entire life. Like a lot of the people I know that I no longer hang out with, did I grow up for 18 fucking years of my life, right? And it's just like at some point you realize you got to let them go, because you're not going to grow with them. You've tried and it just doesn't work. And so at some point, again, you have to let that go and now find like-minded brothers, okay? So how do you level up and find like-minded brothers? In a couple ways, guys. The first thing is you have to level up yourself, okay? Kind of like I said in my journey. I went under for a couple years. I got my ass in shape, developed skills, got my bread up, got my, again, like just me up in general on stacking every skill, going and learning things, experiencing things, and in that experience do you learn, in that failure do you become a certain kind of character, a certain kind of person. And then now what happens is, in that process of you leveling yourself up, will you then again start to find yourself in certain areas of your life, in certain places of your life, meeting people, and the people that you do meet, you'll know right away if you're going to resonate with them or not, and that's how you'll hang out with them, okay? So that's the first way. You have to level up yourself, right? Now, is that the best route? I definitely don't think so, because again, like there was a period of 3 years where I was kind of by myself, and definitely, having a group of boys, a wolf pack in a way, would have fucking basically just had that uptrend go a lot faster. And so what you can do, basically the next step what you can do is, guys, you have to go to places where you think like-minded people and the people that you want to hang around are going to be. Okay, so kind of like I said, bro, gym bros hang out with gym bros. Where do you think gym bros are? At the fucking gym, right? I've met a lot of people at the gym that are very successful. Like one of my boys that I recently just met. Um, Shout out him, man. He's a fucking killer. He's a little older than I am. Just signed a $9 million fucking deal. And where did I meet this dude? At the fucking gym, and he's a fucking G. One of my newer friends, bro, and he's a straight killer. And I wouldn't have met him if I wasn't in a place where like-minded and straight killers are, right? So again, you'll find a lot of the people you want to hang out with and you want to be around in those exact places where you think they're going to be. So again, the gym, you know, the moschee, the mosque, the church, wherever, because a lot of, you know, people, well, you know what kind of people are religious, bro, okay? So again, the religious gatherings, I want you to think of events, bro, like go to seminars, go to masterminds, the same shit basically, but like those kind of places is where you can really find like-minded people in person, okay? And now, how do you, so this is an interesting topic, okay? How do you know if you want to keep a friend or start being friends with somebody in finding a like-minded brother is in this. This is a great thing I learned in the past couple of months, and I heard it online actually. So what it is basically is everybody I know, okay, is either in a great position already and striving for more, or they're not in a great position, but they are striving for more, right? So for example, I always say this, like, if you're not in shape or trying to get in shape, like I don't want to fucking hang around you, right? Like I only hang around a bunch of jacked dudes. Everybody that I know is fucking jacked, is in shape, and is making money. And if they're not, they're actively pursuing their dreams and trying to achieve that. So they're actively getting their ass in the fucking gym every day. They're actively hustling and trying to better themselves every day, okay? Those are the only two fucking like-minded brothers I hang out with. People that are trying and people that are ahead of me or have done whatever and are still striving for more, okay? The people I don't hang around are people that say they're gonna do something or say they want to do something, because they're never going to fucking do that thing. Guys, I've thought of this a lot. Every time I've wanted something in this life, I've got to doing it right away. There was never a period of time where I waited to do something. Whenever I want something, I try to get it done as fast as possible, and I make sure I start working towards it as fast as possible. Like, it's a good way right there to filter out if you're gonna be friends with somebody or not. Is, are they actively doing things? Are they actively working to getting where they want to be? Or are they saying they're going to do something and they want to do something? Like, no, those guys are fucking bullshitters. The reason they still haven't started is exactly that. They're waiting for the perfect kind of fucking scenarios, and they're probably never gonna start, because if they wanted to start, they would have already done so. It's taken them 18, 20 years of their life already, and so the time's probably never gonna come for them. They just don't want it bad enough, haven't been through enough shit, don't have enough pain built up, all those things. Okay, so that's a great way right there to, once you do find people, have a greater understanding for if they are like-minded in a way without really fully knowing them to an extent, right? And so, guys, those ways in itself should really help you find like-minded brothers. Now, a real quick point I want to touch on is the friends you currently have, or maybe the friends you had beforehand. Like with me, it's exactly that. Like my business partner, again, we grew up together in a way, right? And was a part of our friend group. And this gentleman in specific was one of our friends that also wanted more out of life, also was about the fucking work, and in a way wasn't somebody that we had to leave behind, right? Because again, like I say this all the time, people have to get left behind, because you can take a horse to the fucking lake or to the drinking well, but you can't force a horse to drink, right? And exactly in that, like, that's how it was for me in filtering out friends and filtering out, like, okay, are we gonna fucking move forward, or do we need to just keep walking, and sorry, you're walking too slow for me. Like, I'm trying to move fast, you're still back there. I can't stop try to run back and grab your ass every single time. Like you're dead weight, bro. You know what I mean? If somebody's fucking dead, you gotta fucking leave them, bro. You gotta fucking leave them. Otherwise, you're gonna die too. One person is dying. One person is better. One person dying is better than two, right? Maybe you guys have heard that. And so, it's just been like a huge part in my journey was understanding that, like, some people, there's just, you can't help, bro. You try to help, you try to collaborate, you try to invite people into, you know, getting into business with you, into wanting more, but like, you know how hard this journey is on just yourself and how much work is required just to change yourself. And so do you really think some words are gonna help change your homie's life? Probably not, bro. Like, especially once you've gone through all the hard work and you continuously have to go through the hard work and you know how much hard work everything takes, it's like, yeah, bro, you think you spitting some words to somebody is gonna have him stay on the path? No, he has to want that shit for himself. Otherwise, he's gonna fall off regardless. Like, that's one of the biggest things I heard a couple months ago that I was like, damn, that is fucking facts. So hopefully that helps, boys, in understanding, finding like-minded brothers, right? Because the biggest thing I understood is online is very easy, and online for me was like the biggest step in how I took advantage of all this. Because what I did, one of the very first things I did, and I talk about this as well in a couple other videos, is I remember the day I decided to change everything. In that process of going really hard for 90 days and changing my life, that very first day, I unfollowed every single person on Instagram that I was kind of just following for entertainment. So like any soccer pages, any influencers, any entertainment bullshit. And then I just followed individuals that I knew I could learn from. So like Iman Gaji, I'm trying to think of who at the time, just a bunch of people that were making money online, bro, and had the Lambos and all these things. So every single time I opened Instagram, I would be reminded of the life I wanted to live, you know, and the vision, essentially, in a way. Even though, oh, did it die? No, it didn't die. All right, guys, my phone's about to die, so we got to knock this out. Anyway, so that I would be reminded of the life and the vision, and that I need to get back to work, not so, more so the vision, because when you know why you're doing things, you don't really need to be reminded. And then what did that also do? Every time I opened Instagram, it was like educational content, and so I was learning just all the time. And same with my YouTube, and that's why my YouTube and my Instagram feed are filled with certain kinds of content. There's no Mr. Beast on there. There's no fucking bullshit challenges. It's just like educational money. It's pretty much just money value, personal development, money. Like, that's it. I surround myself with money so I can attract money, right? And in that's why I think making and finding brothers online is very easy, because it's the first thing that I did, first thing I paid for. Mentorship, brotherhood, changed my life, best investment I ever made. And that's why I'm so big on online education. But in person it's really something else. And so hopefully this video gave you some insight and background into the best ways I think you can find brothers in real life is go to the places you think they're gonna be. And then that's kind of how it happened for me, bro, or meet them online, and then obviously that will transfer into real life if you decide to meet up or whatever. I've held a seminar before, and that's kind of how it was. Met online, had 10 people come, and then now those 10 people met in real life, and we're all local, we all live in the same place, and then from there it goes, right? So boys, hopefully my phone didn't die already. But with that being said, hopefully you guys took some value from this video. As always, I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.